So I just wanted to make a quick video on how I use this new tool called Flip. I'm looking for it up here. Here it is. It's this one right there. See where the little blue circle is? So, and then here's another tip. This is two tips. One is some people don't like to use rectangle because they'll pull out a shape and then they'll look down to the right-hand corner and they're not sure, is the first number in front of the comma horizontal left and right, or is it, what is it? Because sometimes it changes. So whenever I'm using the rectangle tool, I'll drag it to where it's extreme. I'm way over here. And then when I look over to the right, I've got a 9-foot length and a 2-foot length. So now I know 9 foot is left to right. So, but say I want it to go the other way. So then I'll go 48 by 24. And that way I now know that I've got 48 by 24. But what happens if I did this? What if I wanted to go the other direction? So there it is again. We're like 9 foot and 2 foot. Well, I'm going to go 24 by 48. And let's spin around and look at these. These are the same. They're the exact same rectangles except in two different directions. So that's how to use the rectangle tool correctly, is make it extreme. Always start like this. And when you see the really long number is the first number, then you can go, well, I don't want it to go that direction. So you make the first number the shorter number of whatever set of dimensions you're going to be working with. So I'll escape out of that. The other thing is with Flip. So I'm going to really quickly see this here. I'm going this direction, and it's 3 1/8 by 10 feet. So let's go 5.5, comma 120. So there's like a 2x6, a 10-foot 2x6. It's a little shorter because they always give you a little bit on the end, so you can cut it. And then you immediately go push-pull, which is the letter P. Come up 1.5. Here's your third tip. The sizes of things in North America, what we call it is not what it is. It's always chaos out here. They machine surface all four sides. So it is a 2x4 before it becomes surfaced. And then it's like planed on all four sides so that they become universally smooth. And that takes off like a 1/4 inch on each side. So starting off 2 inches tall and 6 inches wide, the finished product that you see at your big box store is 5.5 wide by 1.5 tall. So here's our plate. You know what? Excuse me, ma'am. You need to be out of the way. And this is that rectangle that I drew, and I haven't done anything to it. I haven't grouped it. It's just sticky geometry, right? So I'm going to double, triple, whatever, quadruple click so that I get all the lines and all the face, and I'm going to G that. And we're going to put some blocking on here, but I want to use the flip command. So I'm going to go like this. Come on, baby. So see how it's not catching on the face? So I can push the up arrow, and then it locks it in the vertical plane, the Z plane. And now, no matter what I do, I've got it locked. And I can hover over near the edge. It says 5.5 and then tilde something. So that means it's almost 2 inches. So what you can do is that first 5.5 is what you want. So you just ignore that and then type comma 1.5, enter. And now the push pull, let's put a little block. Well, that's far enough. And then always 1, 2, 3, group. Or if I did component, the only advantage is if I needed to make these all taller, I'd edit one component and they would all adjust the same as the edit of the first component that I did. While you're drawing, a good habit to get into is, okay, what are we calling these? And start building your library. Like this is a plate. So I would go like this. It's the very bottom thing. So the way I like to do it is start a numbering chain of this and then just go 2x6 plate. And while it's there, come up here to this little flag thing, click on it. And now when you click on it right here in your group setting, it's been tagged or it's on a layer, however you want to think of it. And we'll call this a stud, so we need to create that. So I'm going to go 005, and I like to skip numbers like 001, then 005, then 010, because it's always something where I'll be building a scene and I want it in a certain order, and I'll be able to change that number to something before or after, and I'll have space to be able to do it so I can maintain everything in a numerical alphabetical order, if that makes sense. So we're going to call this 2x6 stud. Enter. Come up to the little tag, price tag thing. Click OK. And I'm hitting, this is spacebar to bring me back to having the non-engaged tool. So the way we can do it like this, we can go up here and hit flip. And I just learned this just the other day. So I want to flip this to the other end of this board. But as you drag your cursor, there's no plane to flip. But what they showed was you could take this and left click and hold and drag along, drag along, drag along, drag along till all of a sudden there. See that? It snapped to the middle and it moved it. But what I didn't want was I didn't want to move it. Hey, look at that. So it moved it, but I haven't released the tool yet. And I just went down and pressed Option, and it put the original one back. And now the one that's on the left is the copy. So that's the trick with all these tools. Flip has a flip option, or Alt if you're on a Windows machine. Rotate has a flip option, which is kind of nice because you can have a plate at one point and then rotate a whole new plate from the original. But if you saw there what happened, I had to drag that plane until I got it where I wanted it, right? And now I'm going to hit Enter, or I don't know, spacebar. I'm not really sure, but that's what we got. We got those two. But what I found, which is a lot faster. So let's say we're going to, let's just make a copy of this. We'll do Move option and drag this over a little bit. And if I wanted to mirror this or flip it, I'd have to do the same process. Go here, hit flip, grab the plane, drag it over. What I found works for me is I'll just build a surface like this. And then I'll go to Q. And I'll play around with, it's not the green one, it's the red one. I'm dragging along its edge. Then I come up this way and it snaps to vertical. Then I grab this little corner here. And let's see, see how it snapped? Okay, so now I'm in the middle of this. Then I'll hit move and see how the red line is the direction that takes me away from the model. I will go red line, click way back here. So now when I want to do a flip, I just go like this and I go hit the flip command, and then I use this. And again, I forgot to hit the option key, but look at that. Look how fast that was. Instead of me going this and then the flip and then having to find the plane and then drag it over to where I thought the middle was, I'll just make these cutting, or whatever you call it. Like if you're doing anything in symmetry or symmetrical, I'll place one of these here. I'll place one off the end here. I'll place one down on the Z. And we can actually label these, and I'll put a Z underscore red axis. And it's weird because I guess I'm spelling it wrong, because when you go to the tools, let me not get ahead of myself because I'll forget and I won't come back. When you go up to these tools to set a shortcut, let's see, where are those at? Shortcut. And you want to say you want to turn off or turn on these axes. They spell it different than what I was expecting. Look at this. View axes. So that might be the right way to spell it. I've never had to actually, in any spelling test or anything as I've grown up in all my years, didn't know that was the plural for axes. But I guess it is. It sounds right. But I made a shortcut, so what's nice is you can get that out of your way, take some screenshots, put it back. But that's all I wanted to show you was use these planes. Make your own planes. They go faster. They eliminate a couple, 3 steps. And you could set these anywhere. Like if I wanted, I could set them horizontally, vertically, in all the 3 dimensions, I guess. But they don't have to be mid-span. They could be offset too. So it's just on how your mind comes up with a way that makes your workflow work better. And that's the end of this one. As soon as I can find the off button.